So we're here, a little bit different scenery, going live, mixing it up a little bit. But today I have something cool from Amazon that I just received, and I'm going to be putting it together. It is completely different than video content, but we are going to be getting into it, learning about it, and trying to incorporate it into some of the other creative stuff that we are doing. So today I have the Xtool. It is a CNC machine, which is kind of like an etcher and a cutter. So we're going to put it together here. So I figured I'd spend a little bit of time here online chatting with you guys. If you have any questions about anything, definitely let me know. Let me know if you can hear me okay. This is just a live stream from an iPhone. So it's about 1,000 degrees in here. But otherwise, we're here for a little while. I'm happy to answer any questions, YouTube related or anything else. But I figured since I was out here trying to figure out how many pieces this thing comes in, that I would, in fact, share this time with you. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm going to open this up and see exactly what they've sent me and what it's going to take to put it together. So it's hard to tell by the app who is out there because the number's kind of going back and forth. So if you are on the live stream, definitely say hi in the chat. Love to see how everybody is doing on this fine Saturday. Take a look and see what they've actually given us here. Let me see how that part works. Okay. Good. All right. So, in full disclosure, I know nothing about CNC, how the whole process works. I mean, I have a general understanding because, you know, I'm alive and everything, but never had one before. Definitely want to learn how to use it. And I'm interested in seeing exactly what this particular machine is. This is, let's see here. I don't even know what these things are. That may be the risers that they've just put in pieces here, but we'll find out. Again, if you're in the chat, definitely say hello. I should be able to see the chat up on here, but I will keep my eye out for it. So be sure to say hi so I know you stopped by. But if you just jumped in, it is, I don't know, about 150 degrees here in my little workshop. We are unboxing a CNC from Xtool. And judging by the size of the box, there are going to be some pieces to deal with. So, so far I'm not seeing chat, so it's cool if you have nothing to say. But if you are here, just say hi in the chat so I know that you're here. I do see people are out there. But it's been a while since I've used the actual YouTube app to live stream. So if anybody can let me know if you can hear me okay, if the audio is okay, that would be very helpful as well. I may at some point have to crank on the fan back there, just because it is getting kind of warm in here. So one of the things that this particular tool has is a rotary tool. So this is going to allow for printing on round items like mugs and things like that, which I wanted to experiment with. I wanted to see how good of a job you could do with your own machine at home. Because as you know, I host an event called People of Video, which is a live in-person conference for video creators who want to learn how to scale their business and make more money. So I thought it would be cool if I could come up with truly personalized gifts for attendees and speakers and all of that, if I can in fact figure out how to print some of that stuff myself at home. Then virtually I can go out and pick any mug or other thing that I like personally, rather than dealing with a selection of items from a shop that does that. So that's kind of one of the motivations here. I'd love to figure out how to be able to do that and create some, you know, one-of-a-kind items to share with people who are at People of Video. Hey, what's going on? I see my dad is in the chat out there. Good to see you. We're trying a little experiment here, live streaming from the shop with the new Xtool, trying to take this out of the box and see exactly. There are a few different pieces here. And what I really need to get to first is something that looks like instructions. And I almost feel like I opened the box upside down because I expected them to be on the top and I'm not seeing them. So we are going to dig in here and see Because if there are no instructions, this should be interesting. It is packaged really well. If you're ever interested in these and you're looking for something like this, it is certainly packaged well. I see a bag here with a lot of little parts. Again, while you're in the chat, if you have any questions relating to anything YouTube or how to make money or how to get more growth on your YouTube channel or in your business, I'm happy to answer those questions. If I happen to miss your question though, because they do on the mobile app, they fade. They kind of go away after a while. So I will do my best because I'm kind of looking at two places at once. I think we're just gonna throw this foam on the floor and get all of these pieces out of here. Okay. And then we'll slowly get rid of the box and we'll put these pieces here. You can't really see them, but I'll show them to you here in just a minute. I must say that the mobile app live stream feature leaves a lot to be desired on YouTube, especially when you're doing it from a phone. Obviously, you can use some other type of mobile setup to get a much better quality than this. I assume the video is probably backwards, which drives me absolutely crazy with mobile live streams. I don't know why that's always an issue and why that would be the default. But it certainly does seem to be the case a lot of times when people go live with their phones. So, I'm not going to stress about it right now, but we are going to get everything out of the box, and then I'll show you some of these pieces. So this is designed to be able to cut and etch into wood and other materials. You can see here, let me show you kind of the, oh good, the video, that's good. Thanks for letting me know, Robin. It's only backwards to me. I'm seeing it backwards, but it's great that you guys are seeing it. So there you go. There are the pieces right here. What I don't see in any of these pieces are instructions. So I need to figure out, oh, there we go. That was that first thing. I did pull that out there. So there you go. That is, oh, look at that. Stickers and everything. I feel like I'm back in grade school. That's quite the collection there. All right, so the next frightening thing is that is how big the booklet is. So I'm hoping a lot of that is just a user manual and not assembly, because if it takes this long to assemble, I don't know that I'll survive here in the hot garage. Here, let me, Alexa, turn on the garage fan. Let me know if that fan is too loud. If that fan's coming in really loud, I'll turn it off, but it is kind of warm in here. So if it is occupying most of the audio, I'm happy to turn the fan off. But we have a lot of pieces here. I don't know that I'll be able to get the entire thing assembled during the live stream, but we'll give it a try. Basically, it's a square, so it shouldn't be super hard. It's got feet, which make it a little bit easier to figure out. What they should allow you to do on the live stream, especially for on the mobile device, is to have some type of audible alert when someone messages. That way you know when to look up. I think that would be a good feature. But so someone says they can hear me okay, just let me know if that fan gets too loud. But basically I have 4 pieces that kind of look like this with a variety of different electronics and connections. I'm assuming the ones with the feet point down. At least I'm assuming those are the feet. The pictures seem to support that, so that's what we're going with here. And then it's just a matter of laying this out and hoping my table is long enough for this thing to fit on. I think the table is just the right size, so it might just fit perfectly on here, but time will tell whether this is someplace I can actually do this or whether I have to find a dedicated spot elsewhere. But if this is your first time visiting this channel, there is a ton of content out there on how to grow your YouTube channel, learn how to make a business that actually brings you revenue and helps you towards the path of creating your own freedom, which is my ultimate goal, is to give you guys all the information and tools that you need to be able to start making money on that side hustle. If you're like me, I started YouTube as a side hustle in addition to my day job, whatever you want to call it, my career. And I've been able to do some great things over the past 5 years with that. And I want to be able to share that information with you. So I hope you're currently being successful on YouTube and with online video. I hope that you have started the process of making money and learning how to scale that money. If not, stick around. We're definitely going to have content that will help you do that. And if that's something that you're interested in, there's a ton of videos out there already that kind of cover that topic. But we are trying to multitask here and get this in general working order. Okay. Some very precision looking parts here that I don't want to screw up. Foam out of the way, and have a little zip tie to cut. Like so. This is, I honestly didn't have a lot of information about the variety of CNC machines out there. This one seemed to have good reviews on Amazon, and I buy everything on Amazon, so I figured I would give this one a shot. I'm no expert. I have never done this before, but it is something that is interesting to me and something that I'd love to figure out. So that's where we are. That's what the basis of this is, and now I'm just trying to figure out how to put this thing together. And it doesn't look horrible. It's just a matter of, I don't think the pictures are the best here. Okay, so that must not go in there, and then we have these pieces. The back piece. And once I get the frame of this on, I'll show you what it looks like if you're interested in it. Because the biggest question is whether the feet will fit on the table, and I think they just do. All right. We're going to put that there, and then I'm going to show you real quick what this looks like here. Goes right there. And then, there we go. That makes so much more sense. All right, so that's basically the frame right there. They provide it to you in 4 pieces, so we're off to a good start. Obviously, we need to put the hardware in to get this all together, but so far everything lines up pretty good, and we're doing okay. So we are going to adjust this. We have a cable in here. It's going to take some work there, and I hope their pictures are really good. Let's see what we got for hardware. Bunch of tiny little screws. Tiny little screws are what we're looking for. And we need, everything is done by Allen Wrench, so they provide the tools that you need for assembly as well. A couple little Allen wrenches. Wow, some tiny ones. So they give you 3 size Allen wrenches, if you can see those. And some tiny little screws to put this thing together. Make sure you pick the right size, or that'll hurt you later on. The one thing I will notice is it's a lot harder to assemble something when you're trying to talk to a live stream than it might otherwise be, because you are distracted, but it's not so bad. One of the other things that I cover on this channel is Amazon video. So this is kind of a good skill to have, especially if you want to go live streaming on Amazon, is to be able to demonstrate things. So something like this would be cool for an Amazon live stream where you're showing people exactly how this is put together and how it works. And it never hurts to have practice live streaming. So that's where we're at right now. Trying to get everything tight, make sure we're using the right screws here. Let's look at their little, what they give you as some form of guide. Okay, so that's what they show us. We've got 3 different size screws to put on here. And M415, I hope, is what we're supposed to be using, because I think that's what I just put in here. And then, let's see, next one is M4, we want these. Which ones are these? These are M4 8 on. I don't think we have that many. Oh, there we go. Okay. So, it's important to read the proper size of the screw. I didn't even realize we have a second bag of screws, and I think those are the ones that we're going to put a majority of this thing together with. So they're tiny little guys. This little bag of screws right there. So we're going to take out that one longer one. It kind of made me curious because it didn't seem to go in as far as I wanted it to, and deal with a whole bunch of these little guys. And then we'll have our frame put together, and we'll be able to move on to the next part of this. But if you're in the chat right now, definitely say hello so I know you stopped by. This is not a typical live stream that I do. I do, however, quite often drop things on the floor that I'm trying to deal with. Just not usually on a live stream. So, but we are putting together the Xtool. It is a CNC machine, if that's the proper terminology. There I am dropping these little things again. When you're putting metal stuff together, if it doesn't line up just right, it gets kind of difficult here. You got to make sure both sides are aligned. So we'll do that. That's tight. And we will do this all the way around. If you're joining us in the live stream, just hanging out, I'm putting something together. I thought I'd come and hang out. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Probably won't keep this live stream on the channel. It was just an opportunity to put this together and chat. Let's see. A lot of tiny little screws. But in a lot of cases, when we are creating content on YouTube, it's not strictly to create content. It's usually in relation to something else that we're currently doing. You don't have to make video about video. Maybe you do aquariums, maybe you like to build things, maybe you work on cars. All of those things can be very valid and successful YouTube channels. The most important thing is to just get an understanding of what your audience likes and what you can do to make your videos better over time. Not everything you do will work. Your audience will kind of give you some signs in terms of what is successful and what's not. And sometimes it's okay to try something new and see if that works. And if it doesn't work, no big deal. Like this screw that I just tried to screw in. Let's try that again. Definitely a lot of little screws. If any of you have ever used any type of CNC machine, I'd love to hear from you in the chat. I don't even know if CNC machine is the proper terminology or what you call it. So I'm the farthest thing from an expert. Here we got our frame. We're just putting the screws in all the way around. So there seem to be a lot of little ones. But I like the idea of being able to cut stuff and make designs and also etch things to do some custom work on mugs and signage and all those things. So I'm interested to see exactly how many screws I can drop during this entire process. And feel free to let me know in the chat. Do you drop screws as much as I do? Or are my fingers just not made for tiny little things? Let's see here. I think we're close on the tiny screws, and then we can move on to some of the other ones. Base-wise, it's about as big as I anticipated it would be. It just fits on this workbench. If I show you here, that's the frame. I'm just putting in all these little screws, one by one, making sure. Got a couple more to do here. And then we'll figure out how the uprights go. That one feels a little misaligned. If you're stopping in the chat, say hello before you go, so I know you came in and said hi. If you have any questions about YouTube or making money with YouTube or mailing lists or any of those things, feel free to leave those in the chat as well. This screw is kind of squirrely. Okay. We get a little low for this one. Oh, apparently that was the key. Goes in quite nice from here. All right. All right, so I think we have all the tiny screws in. Now we need to come back with what he's telling us. Our different size. They're showing up as the longest screws that they've given us. Which we have 4 of those, and hopefully those fall in line with where this goes here. Okay, so far so good. So I don't think I'll live stream the entirety of this. I think it's going to take quite a while. I still see a lot of pieces, but just wanted to pop on, say hi, see what everybody was up to. And chat while I figure this out. Let's see, this is, make sure I'm doing this on the right side. That's that. Okay. All right, tighten that, tighten that. Alrighty. Let's take a look real quick and see how many million more steps we have to get this thing up and running. Definitely going to be a while, but we got a good start. Probably going to wrap up the live stream here in a little while. If you have any questions, anything YouTube related, if you want to ask me why I'm in here in the shop working on something that has nothing to do with YouTube, happy to answer that as well. Otherwise, we will wrap up shortly, and I will continue to plug away on this, and then hopefully I'll be able to share some of the stuff that I have done with it, and I'll be able to answer the question whether or not buying your own machine like this is a viable option for making some custom merch or items that are specific to our brand. As I mentioned earlier, I run a conference called People of Video. It's coming up in September in Albany. You go to peopleofvideo.com to grab tickets and see a bunch of awesome people in person. I, of course, will be there hosting the event. We've got Tim Schmoyer and Roberto Blake and Jessica Stansberry and so many more great Doc Rock, Diana Gladney, the list goes on and on. Awesome creators who are going to share what they know from the stage at People of Video. So it will be an awesome event for sure. It's 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, September 19th through the 21st. And we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff to help all of us get better as video creators and earn more money so we can create our own freedom. But I'm going to continue to plug away on the Xtool here, get all the pieces together, and I will definitely be sharing some of the stuff that I'm able to create with it and be able to answer the question whether or not this is a viable option, whether it makes sense, because this machine is not cheap. It's probably $600 or $700. So it remains to be seen just how effective it is in allowing you to create some custom stuff for your brand in terms of whether it's a viable investment or it just turns out as something that's fun to play with. But we will see. It's been awesome to spend a little bit of time with you. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out here on the live stream. Soccer style, Dan, please help. If you have a specific question, I'm happy to try to answer it. You can let me know what your question is in the chat. I'll hang out for a minute or two. But there's a lot that goes into helping. So let me know exactly what issue that you're experiencing, and I will certainly do my best to answer that question for you. But always think beyond what it is that you're doing. You need to have a long long-term goals, and you need to have short-term goals. When you go into YouTube and you want to build a business, it definitely needs to be a 5-year plan. The idea that you're going to be a success overnight just doesn't work out that way. So the more you can have that 5-year plan, break that down into some shorter-term plans, the better off you're going to be. And then it can give you opportunities to do stuff like this. Have a business that lets you invest in something like this machine, to spend that $600 or $700 to see whether this is a viable option for my business, and what other business opportunities it may create. If it's really fun to do and you have a lot of ability to do some really cool custom stuff, maybe that'll spawn another business from my end. Let's see. Hang on. Let me see if I can get back to that. I want to be successful in my brand and channel, but find the going tough, sir. Absolutely, it is hard. YouTube is hard. Building a business is hard. You need to focus on that which you can control, is making videos and getting better with every video. There is no one secret to make success out of the things that you're doing, except those small improvements over time. So put blinders on to what other people are doing, how successful or non-successful they're being, and focus on you. How can you make better content? More importantly, focus on who it is that you're making content for. YouTube is not about doing stuff you want to do necessarily. It's about, sharing your passion, but you need to understand who your audience is and what that audience is looking for. The more you're able to do that, the better you're going to be able to make videos that people respond to and appreciate and find value in and engage with. And the more that you can do that, the more success you will find. So put your viewer first, figure out what's important to your viewer, focus all your energy on making that viewer walk away or click away, satisfied that they received exactly what they were hoping for from you such that they will subscribe to your channel and they'll come back for future videos. The better you are at doing that, the more successful you're going to be here on the platform. And then that's going to open the opportunity for you to make more money with a variety of different means of income generation, multiple revenue streams, all of that. But the first thing you need to do is get to a point where you know how to make quality content and you know how to deliver to that audience that's watching the content. So figure that part out. To do that, you're going to need to figure out exactly what your focus is. Don't try to make videos and please everyone. Try to be as focused as possible when you're starting out so you can really nail that, really become an expert in that, really figure out how that core audience responds to content and really cater to them. And then once you do that, that's going to allow you to grow and start to branch out and reach more people. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. It's not super complicated. There are no silver bullets. It does take a lot of work. The best thing you can do is remain a constant student, learning exactly what you need to know to pursue that success that you're talking about. The great thing is we're on YouTube. There are tons and tons and tons, endless supply of education for free on YouTube. So it's just up to you to figure out what you need to know and go out there and make it a point to learn that. And then you can use that to help you grow and help your business grow and help your channel grow. Hey, Earth Central, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. We're just hanging out in the shop here. I'm putting together a CNC machine. If that's the right terminology, if I'm saying that wrong, because quite honestly, I don't even know what the CNC stands for. I used to, but I don't at the moment. So in any event, we're going to pause on putting this together. And let's see, what did that chat say? You're welcome, soccer, is it Kaylit style? Let's see, what else? Okay. I drop a lot of things, says Matthew. Yes, for some reason, I think that gets worse as I get older, but not ready to call it quits yet. But I appreciate everybody coming to hang out. Thank you for stopping by. This was an impromptu thing. Obviously, it's not something I usually do on the channel. This video probably won't remain on the channel, but if I was able to offer a little bit of value to one of you, then it's definitely all worth it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will see you in a future live stream, in a future video. There's hundreds of videos on the channel, so if you're looking for a specific topic, be sure to search. Hopefully you can find that, and hey, come to People of Video. I will see you there at Albany, New York, September 19th through 21st. You can find out all the details at peopleofvideo.com. Join you from Cape Town. Is that SA? Is that South Africa? Where is that at? I'm not sure where Cape Town is. It's almost 12 a.m. So that would be, yeah, let me know if that's what SA stands for. But either way, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate it. That's another great thing about YouTube. You get to interact with people all around the world. And we're reaching South Africa from a shop in upstate New York. So totally cool. I'm being swarmed by a bee here. But thank you guys for hanging out. I'll see you guys in a future video. Take care.